Good morning, my friends. It's cold this morning. It's 32 degrees out. I don't think I can show you. There's the window. See that? Very icy. So it's interesting. So every morning I look at my stats on YouTube. You should, literally say you shouldn't be doing that, but you can't help it, man. It's always interesting to see what appeals to people in terms of the videos. And every time I do a video on any kind of energy topic, it doesn't get many views. And why do I still do them? Because I like them. That's a fact. So like yesterday I did a video on the increase that we'll get for Social Security because we're under the age of 60. And that got 10,000 views. That's, for me, that's really good. And any given day, giving a 10,000 view video, it's fantastic. And I had two videos like that yesterday. The Chinese destroys globalism, and then the one on Social Security. But I did a third video yesterday which talks about how nuclear is our only alternative if we're worried about climate change. And again, I'm not worried about climate change. You should not be. But it's funny how lack of interest people are in a thing that's so near and dear to everyone's heart, or at least everyone's day-to-day life. It's actually quite frightening. The lack of just interest in energy will be the doom of the United States without question. Because what it is right now, here it is November 15th in Georgia. It's 32 degrees outside right now. Now it's the morning. I mean, it gets like this in Phoenix when the sun's out. I don't think people realize the extent of what it's like not to have reliable energy. And I'm not just talking electricity, I'm talking energy. All right, to start this car, it takes energy. I'm getting ready to go get some coffee for my wife from Dunkin' Donuts. She likes a certain type of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Today's a late startup day, so I'm going to run up there to get some donuts for her. Not donuts, but I guess we'll get donuts for the kids because it's a late starting day, and coffee for her as myself. It's cold out. It's cold out. It's freezing, as a matter of fact, and we're in the deep south. So thankfully, I have a full tank of gas, gasoline, fossil fuel. Gasoline is an incredibly dense energy component relative to the silliness of solar and wind. The wind is this, not windy, the sun's not out, there's no energy from solar and wind right now. But Josh, batteries don't last long, my friends. That's just all there is to it. You're not going to get a full need for energy from batteries as we sit here today. You're just not, in terms of all the energy you consume. And one of my big things I hope people recognize that without cheap energy, all other things are lost. That's all there is to it. Cheap energy makes the world go round. Without cheap energy, we're doomed. We're doomed. At least in terms of the modern lifestyle we've come to adapt, we're doomed. To be able to come out, I got heat warmers now in this car. You know what I'm saying? Steering wheel warmers. Never mind just inside my house, turn on the natural gas and having reliable, cheap natural gas flowing that gets burnt to push the hot air throughout the house so we don't freeze to death. How many people just take this for granted? It's insane to me. It's insane. To sit there and worry so much about their portfolio, they take for granted the need for energy, cheap energy, and they think it just falls from the sky. It's not good, man. And sadly, there's a few and far between people who recognize the value of cheap energy, or people who even find it interesting. And then when the lights go out because they can't turn on their electric, the grid is down for whatever reason, so they scream bloody murder, but they had given it no thought before. As if it's their God-given right. Healthcare is a right unless you get the Maxine Waters. Housing is a right unless you vote for Trump. Cheap energy is right. Who provides the labor to put these things, my friends? This is what frustrates me no end. It's a right for me because I so declare it. Who provides the labor for that? Who provides the labor to fix when the grid's down because of whatever reason? Go out there in the middle of the night when it's freezing cold to make sure it's on so you can turn your house on so you can get back on YouTube and gripe like I'm doing right now. Who provides that? The life we have is so good that we don't recognize it. And if you think this is just your God-given right because you're born in America, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. The vast majority of the world doesn't have cheap or reliable energy. They don't. And I'm talking energy, they're about electricity. And yet I tell you, man, you got to be grateful for life's things, because this is one of the things that if we don't have, look at this. So I mean, there's still ice on there. And I got a little ice scraper. I'll get out there in just a second when I'm done with this video. But man, learn to love cheap energy, because without it, everything else fails. Without it, inflation goes to the roof. Without it, you don't get products delivered. But it's not just inflation. Everyone acts like inflation is the end all. It's not. Inflation isn't the end all. Inflation is a causation that allows you not to be able to buy the goods that you want at a price you want, or even to be able to buy the goods at all. And this is what I'm talking about. Energy creates inflation, which creates scarcity. Scarcity is the problem, my friends. Not being able to buy. I just bought some decaf coffee on Amazon. Went on the done. It'll be delivered tomorrow or the next day. Tully's decaf. Freaking love it. If you don't have cheap energy, that won't happen. A, the price of the Tully's decaf is probably going to be beyond my reach. B, they might not be able to deliver it without a significant premium. You know why? Because it costs a lot of money to transport goods across the world, across the country. That's energy. We've been living too good for too long. You better get accustomed, or at least think about what will happen when the prices of energy go up. And don't just tell me because inflation. Oh my goodness, inflation, because it's good to go. Tell me what happens in your day-to-day stuff that you've got accustomed to. Be able to go on Amazon, click, Tully's decaf. What happens when that stops? Because it's going to stop if we don't get Sniffy Joe out there. Anyway, all right, we'll end this diatribe this morning and go get some coffee.